Hola, hola. It's your girl Erica from America. Welcome to the Confidence Chronicles podcast. This podcast is all about helping you stand in who you are. Stop giving a fuck what people think about you. Start standing as your fully expressed self. As you are, as is, there is no filter needed. You are fucking awesome, and I am here to remind you. I'm a confidence coach, and I'm a bold stand for confidence, and I cannot wait to dig into today's episode with you. So I'm in my car, and it's been a minute that I have not recorded a podcast in my car. I actually have a few reviews and a few messages from people who are sad that I don't record in my car anymore, and then my e-tag doesn't beep, and then you can't hear my kid in the background. Hilarious. Oh man, I love you guys. I love you, old school podcast listeners. Shout out to you. This one's for you. I'm driving into work to my office, and I just had to share. I had to get on here and share this thought with you because I see clients. I've got women from all over the world inside of my sisterhood year-long coaching program, and I'm with these women for 12 months. Very intimately, I know them and their issues. They share their challenges. They share their wins with us. We get very close in these 12 months. I love my clients. They're incredible women who are courageous and brave. And sometimes I will get a comment, or someone will be on one of our live coaching calls and be like, I'm doing the work. I don't understand what's happening. I don't understand why I feel this way. I don't understand this, and this. And I want to say to you or to my clients, which I do say, you can't be doing the work. And I'm not saying that to be an asshole, okay? I know that we do work, air quotes, we be doing the work. We're in the work, right? And the work is always doing us, even if we think we're not doing it. By life fucking us over, or by life being challenging, or by our neighbor parking their car in a weird way, or by our husband or kids being annoying. That's the work. It's doing you. But we're not going to get the results that we want to get when we do the work inconsistently. Because what happens naturally, the progression of growth, the natural progression of growth is you do the work. It's hard as fuck. Sorry, my aircon, I just turned it on. You do the work. It's hard as hell. It feels uncomfortable. It feels uncomfortable. It feels uncomfortable until you hit a sweet spot where you're comfortable with the uncomfortable. Now the uncomfortable becomes your normal, and you're rocking. And then some shit happens. You hit a ditch, you hit a tree, you hit a rock in the road. This is metaphorically speaking. Some shit fucks up. It takes you to the next level. Again, a bit of uncomfortability, but you trust yourself because you've been through tough things before. So you don't make this bad situation your reality. You have awareness that you're going through something difficult, and you don't get confused that this is who you are. You don't get confused that this is going to last forever. You know that this too shall pass, and you have faith and confidence that it's just another bump in the road, and you've been through many bumps. So you are present to what's going on, but you are also trusting, and you release the control, and you let nature, time take its course, and you do your work. And I'm painting you a picture of the journey of growth. I did a podcast about how I lost my confidence. We got COVID. After COVID, I was fucked up. Like I don't know who I was. That was a massive up level for me. Now, if I'm honest, I haven't had an up level like that in years. I'm talking years, okay? That was a big one. Meaning, it was fucking horrible. In the present moment, my life was crumbling and my life was over, and who I knew myself to be was abolished. I don't know who the fuck I was. It was a horrible crisis of confidence and a crisis of self, and it was terrible. And I know as a coach, as someone who's a therapist, as someone who has lived through many traumas, I know that the terrible, fucked up, bad, horrible divorce, sexually abuse, physical. I know that all the bad things that normal people think is horrible and bad, I know all of those are an upgrade. I know that already. So instead of me getting caught up in, oh my God, my life's over, holy shit, this is going to last forever, which I did, by the way, I had to do the work. Now, I could easily be like, I've already done the work. I already healed that. I already talked to a therapist about that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I already did that. I could say that. I've got workbooks coming out of my ass that I've created about processes on doing the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anyone, I could be like, yeah, I got that. I've done the work. And I would never say that. I would never fucking say that. I would never say that. Because clearly, if there is a problem going on, if I am stuck, if I'm having an issue, there is more work to be done. So it's not I've done the work. It's I will be doing the work forever. I am the work. It's a way of life. And when my clients tell me things, I go, I know you're not doing the work. It's like, you don't even have to say you are or you're not. I can tell by the quality of the question. I can tell by what you're focusing on. I can tell when you send me a DM, a message on Instagram with a novel about your problem. I could tell you're not doing the work. Because when you are, you don't have those kind of questions. Now, I'm not saying you don't have problems when you're doing the work. Hell yeah, you still got problems. Probably more problems because you start working on everything. But what happens is this awareness that you are not your problem. You are not your thought. This rushing, this hurrying up. There's a big problem. There's nothing wrong. You're going through a divorce. There's nothing wrong. You realize you're the asshole in your marriage. There's nothing wrong. Your kid told you they did drugs. There's nothing wrong. You found out you were abused as a kid. There's nothing wrong. It sounds terrible, but the reality is the thing has happened in the past. It's already done. You are here in the present moment, and in the present moment, there is no problem unless you bring one in. What there is, this is my opinion, right? You could think differently, of course. What there is an opportunity to uncover what's there, an opportunity to learn, grow, evolve, up-level, an opportunity to get more compassionate with yourself, an opportunity, as Gabor Mate says, to attune to your inner child, attune to yourself, to be in attunement, to get where you're coming from, to get why you lashed out at your husband. That inner child has not been seen. To get why you're triggered by that person. To really have compassion and empathy for what you're going through. And from that space is where you can change, you can evolve, you can shift. So I really want you to be honest with yourself. The work isn't something you do for 12 months, 6 weeks program. I saw one coach. I had a mentor. I had a business coach. I went to therapy. I had a session with a healer, a Reiki session. I journaled this morning. Okay, good for you. Get used to doing that shit forever. I'm talking forever. You are a human being who is growing and evolving. I've used this metaphor many times. It's such a fucking good metaphor. A plant doesn't need water and sun one fucking time. A baby doesn't need their diaper changed once. A baby doesn't walk once and learn how to walk and drive and talk. I mean, how long does it take for a baby to fucking walk? How long does it take for a teenager to learn how to drive properly? Right? A long fucking time. How long does it take us to read, to learn how to write? So why would you think that your growth and your journey of developing yourself and healing all the shit you went through your whole life would be any different? And when you ask me, the whole point of life is to grow and heal from what you went through. I believe, this is again something I believe, you don't have to believe this, I believe we go through all the fucked up things we went through and the difficult parents or the adults who raised us or our guardians or all the fucked up shit we went through in our childhood. I believe we go through that in order to, as a grown-up, work through it, heal it, get the lessons from it, become a more conscious, a more aware, a more, I don't want to say the word awakened, but basically like awakened to the truth. A more empathetic, kind, caring soul, person, human being. We don't get to have these amazing things without having worked through our difficulties, without having seen our worst problems as lessons and blessings. So you have to really be honest with yourself. Are you doing the work, air quotes, as this end result, as this race that you're running, that at the end you're going to be done? Are you in and out of the work? Are you inconsistent as fuck? And this is not a hit on you. Just be honest. Stop telling yourself, I'm doing the work, I don't know why it's not working. It's like me saying I'm eating well and I'm exercising and I'm not losing weight. That's a fucking bunch of bullshit, my love. I'm sorry. Some people go to the gym, they pay a fucking gym membership, they go home and eat pie and bullshit. They eat fast food, they drink a lot of alcohol. They're like telling their personal trainer, you don't understand, I'm doing all the right things. I'm like, yo, you're fucking blatantly lying to yourself. Why do we do this? I want to challenge you to ask yourself that question. Am I really doing the work? Am I being consistent? Am I being honest with myself? Am I committing to journaling, to watching what I need to watch, to showing up in my coaching groups or in my communities? Am I watching the videos? Am I actioning what I'm learning on podcast or books or what my coach or therapist or mentor is teaching me? Am I genuinely actioning this shit? Or am I just listening and thinking in my head, yeah, I know that now. Yeah, I got that. Because knowing is seeing the result in your life. I did a podcast, Knowledge and Knowing. If you just know intellectually, but you haven't got the result in your life, you don't know shit. It's data. You got data. You got knowledge. You have a book on your fucking kitchen table, but you're not having that book being lived. You're not living the result of it. You don't know it. You have awareness of it. There's intellectual knowledge. There's data. It's a difference. And I really want to tell you, if you're not getting the results that you want to get, if you're not doing what you need to do, some of you, maybe you don't have the right community. Maybe you're not having a space where you're held and it's not the right environment. Some of us get into environments where we think we're going to flourish and we think it's the right thing, and then we realize that our values don't align, or that therapist is not good for you, or that mentor is actually not who they say they were. They're out of integrity and you could feel it. Or your husband or wife is not who you thought they were, or maybe they are who you thought they were, but you was lying to your damn self. That's a whole other podcast that's coming, by the way, about marriage. You know what I'm saying? Maybe your environment is not conducive to your growth and your learning, and you need to make a decision. That's part of your growth. Leaving that place, leaving that job, breaking up with that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of shit that you got to start thinking about. It's not just you journaling and listening to videos and listening to podcasts and reading books. No, this journey it takes many ways, and your environment is a big one. Some of us do the work. There's a book that I always talk about, which I love, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Dr. Joe Dispenza. Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, next level. And if you're new to the podcast, as you listen to the old episodes, you'll hear me talk about him because I love him. So he talks about how hard we try to change and how hard we try to do things, and then we go to our environment and then everything goes to shit. My father-in-law was my booze buddy, as he called me, and I called him like my drinking buddy, right? Like, we red wine. And when I got pregnant, he'd be like, you want to have a drink? I'm like, I'm pregnant, Dad. He's like, oh, do you want this drink or this drink? I'm like, Dad, I'm pregnant. Like, I got a baby in my stomach. I can't be drinking. And it was so crazy because he was so used to, when he sees me in his house, we have a drink. Like, that's what we do in that house when I'm there. The environment. And even after the kids came, I remember saying to my husband, I don't want to drink, so please help me with your dad. He's lovely, by the way. I love him to death. But, it's a custom for them to be like, have a drink, have a drink, have a drink. And I was trying not to drink because I had issues with alcohol. And every time I would go to Hamish's parents' house, I would want to drink because that's what I do there. Maybe you go to your parents' house and you act like a kid because they treat you that way and you act that way. Maybe you go somewhere and you start acting a fool, right? Because that's what you do. Like, your environment is so important. Your pantry is full of shit and you're trying to eat well, but every night you open it and you're like, oh, there's the Pringles or there's the chocolate Oreos or whatever. So not only are we up against consistency and us committing to actually showing up daily to do this work, daily, second to second, in every interaction. It's full on, every interaction. But we also have to worry about our environments. And that's why I'm a fan of group coaching and not a fan of one-on-one. Because in a group, you got everybody. You got the tribe. You got a community. You have other people who will do it with you. You know what I'm saying? Other people who hold space for you. Other people who are examples of what you could have or what you don't want to have. I'm a fan of that shit. And I think that we need to ask ourselves, am I being consistent? Am I showing up and doing the work? And am I in a good environment? Is the environment that I'm currently in right now conducive to learning, conducive to growth, conducive to shifting and changing? Some of us are married to people who don't want us to do the work. Why? Ask yourself why your husband or wife doesn't want you to do the work, or your best friend, air quotes, friend. Fucking friend my ass. Oh, you don't need to do that. Why? You want me to stay small? Why? You want me to stay unconscious and not aware of what the fuck you're doing? You're controlling what I'm doing? Ask yourself. Those red flags, we don't pay attention to them, but they're there. They are there. So this is just an invitation, a reminder. The work works. In any country, in any language, in any capacity, the work works. Are you working it? Are you doing it? Are you showing up to it? Are you being consistent with it? And be honest. Because this is why we don't get the results that we want. It's not because it doesn't work. It's so funny. I had a sisterhood day recently, and I'll end with this. There's 80 people at our sisterhood day. It was virtual, 80 people. The messages I got, next level. Like, one lady's like, completely changed my life, wrote my whole plan for my life. Like, I feel transformed. I've only been in 2 days. This changed my life. Like, totally different messages, right? But a lot of them were amazing. And then we got a message about the tech and how the tech wasn't working. And that was the message. And it doesn't matter. The tech sucked. It was a pain in the ass, and then we worked it out. So that was our bad. But what I'm saying is, same event. Same event. I was the same person. Same content. Everybody saw the same thing. But based off of our minds, based off of the work that we do or don't do, based off of that, we choose our reality. One person's reality was, holy fuck, my life has been changed. Another person's reality was, I had issues with the tech and that pissed me off, and that's all I think about. Our mind and how much work we're willing to do, and it's not right or wrong, by the way. That's fine. I'm just saying, hence why I don't ever take anything personally, because it's never about me. I never take criticism personally because it's never about me. It's the eye of the beholder and what that person's going through. But what I'm saying to you is, if you look outside into the world with your mind and you don't like what you see, and it's a horrible place, and everybody's assholes, and everybody's a motherfucker, and this, that, and the other, and life sucks, and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and it's all this negative, fucked up shit, and it's a sad story, and everything's horrible. And then I ask the person standing next to you how they see the world. And it's like a beautiful world with opportunity. It's incredible, amazing. Human beings are incredible. I love my life. That's all I'm going to leave it with. Same world. Eye of the beholder. How we look at the world. Our lens into the world. How much we're willing to do the work. How honest we are getting with ourselves. The results that you want are available to you. The question is, why aren't you doing what you need to do to get it? Because you know what to do. And I'm going to leave it with this, Tony Robbins. Most people know what to do, but they don't do what they know. Fuck, that quote is so true. Most people know what to do, but they don't do what they know. And I believe because they don't know it. They just have knowledge. They have data. They don't have knowing. The way to get knowing is to do it. Is to consistently show up. Some of you can't work with a coach, you don't have the money, or a therapist. Save your dollars, okay? Start saving your money so that you can join coaches, programs, therapists, mentors. Yo, the way out of the hood for me, the way out of the struggle, the way out of my prisoner of my mind mindset was getting a coach and working on healing my life. The sooner you could get to working on healing your life and your past, the sooner you will have the life that you desire. And you get to do that. You get to do that. So do the damn work. If you're in the sisterhood, do the damn work, girl. Show up, make that shit happen. Because just asking the questions, and I'm not saying don't ask the questions, by the way, ask them. But what I'm saying is, just by the question, just by the problem that you have in your life, I could tell if someone's doing the work or not. And it's not a judgment. It's just like an invitation to go, yo, why aren't you doing the work? Why aren't you doing the work? Playing the victim for a while is all right. But yo, living your life that way, that's not going to get you what you want. And it doesn't have to be like that. That's the worst part for me. It doesn't have to be like that. No matter how fucked up, no matter how crazy, no matter how wild your life has been, no matter how much shit you've been through, trust you me, I speak to thousands of women a year, and none of that matters. What matters is what we decide to do. What we decide. The ball's in your court, my love. I love you. Thank you so damn much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. I so appreciate your ears, your time, your energy, and your attention. Please do me a favor and head over to Apple iTunes, subscribe so that you don't miss an episode. Share this episode with a sister who you know needs to hear it. And if you feel called to, leave me a review. I'd love to know what you think about the podcast. I'd love to know how this information is helping you change your world. Thank you so much for being here. I know that there are many podcasts you could listen to, and I really appreciate you listening to mine. Have a gorgeous week, honey.